So I read 10 books in May, and today we're going to be ranking them from worst to best. And I'm going to tell you which ones I loved, which ones I like, and which ones fell a little flat. Let's get into it. Let's be honest, it doesn't take a lot to please me. This is the type of book that you're probably gonna stay up all night reading. It is everything that you've probably ever wanted in a fake dating book. Literally. And then they fake date. And I keep saying that I don't like fake dating tropes that much, but literally, apparently I do. Girl. Number 10 on my list is Secondary Target by Angela Carsley. I rated this book 3.5 stars. This is a romantic suspense type of vibe. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with this book. There was just moments in the book where I did get a little bored and I thought there was like a little too much filler maybe. But as far as the storyline goes, the plotline goes, characters, this is a great book, and it's by a Christian author, and I really think you guys should pick this up. It just did fall a little flat for me in certain parts of the book. If you want to know what this is about Karina, and she has built like a new life for herself in Kentucky with her dad after her mom and her brother got killed back in, I think she's from, well, you'll find all that out. But basically, she had like this crazy backstory, and her and her dad built this new life in Kentucky, and all of a sudden, all of these strange things are starting to happen to her again. And Bryce, who is her ex, they have like this very long history. She used to date him, and then something happened to someone in his family, and this whole thing, and they keep running into each other. He keeps helping her out of these situations. And they basically are going on this journey to reveal all these secrets and all the stuff that's going on, and just trying to figure out who's behind all this stuff. And like I said, the plot and everything, fantastic, but there was just certain parts that fell a little flat. So, yes. And the next book is gonna be like a bit controversial, but number 9 on my list is The Unselected Journals of Emily. And don't judge this too harshly. Don't go too crazy, because this is the first book in the series. And if you watch the vlog where I read it, it just like was a little boring to me. And this series is really, really, really hyped up. And I was supposed to read the second journal entry right behind this, but I got like caught up in reading another book, and it was like this whole thing. So this was 3.5 stars for me. It was just a little I think I originally gave it 3 stars, but after reflecting on it, I gave it 3.5 stars. But yeah, don't, all my M&M Lion lovers, because I know there's a lot of M&M Lion lovers out there, don't worry, I'm gonna finish the series, read them, and like, don't worry, this is just where she sits for now. But yes, I'm not even gonna talk about what this book is about, because I know y'all have seen this book literally everywhere. So yeah. Honestly, this is where it gets like a little hard for me, because like I said, I read a lot of good books. Like there was a lot of like 4.5s and 5 stars this month. But number 8, I'm gonna go with The Player and the Pop Star. This book really gave Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And at the time when I finished the book, I feel like I liked it a little more. But now that I'm thinking back on it, there were certain things about Lena that I did not like, which is why it's going in number 8. Like I would probably like, which is why sometimes I think I should wait to do my Fable reviews, because sometimes I feel like I change my mind. But like sometimes I do it like instantly. So if you go on my Fable and you see this as like a 4.5, just know it's probably a 4 star. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad. Like I enjoyed it. Let me tell you what it's about. It was basically a fake dating thing going on between a pop star and Lena. She got herself in a situation where she has to clean up her image, and what's his name? Decker is trying to build something other than football in his life, and he's trying to, and basically Lena will be good for his image as well. Basically, they're using each other in a way like to build up their image, and then they start fake dating. I think there were a lot of cute moments. I feel like that's why I did have such a high rating, because there were a lot of moments in it where I was like, oh, that was so cute. Like, that was so cute. Like, just the chemistry they had and the vibes. But like, overall, like, that ending, like, not like the ending, but like just how Lena was acting and how she like went about certain stuff, just I just did not like it. But it's basically fake dating between a pop star and a football player. And yeah, if that intrigues you, you should go read it. If you like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, you'll probably enjoy that book. I feel like the girl who wrote this, she probably, yeah. It's like I said, thinking back on it, like it's giving Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. If that's your thing, you should go read this book, but this is where it sits for me. Sitting at number 7. I read so many good books this month. Like, the fact that this is number 7 is crazy. But we have The Not So Neutral Zone by Susan May Warren and Sarah May Warren. I feel like I read a Susan May Warren book like a long time ago, but this is my first time reading her in like a very long time. And I really enjoyed this book. I read this book because of Camille at I just forgot her at, but I'll put it on the screen. Like, that's why I read the book, because I saw her review it and I saw her really enjoy it. They had a really nice meet cute literally in Barcelona. I thought it was really cute, and I think both these characters had a lot of depth. Brody and the female main character, whose name is not, it's slipping away from me right now. They met in Barcelona. She's basically planning her sister's wedding. She's like the overlooked sister, and no one really pays attention to her and all these things. And he has everything going on with his hockey career, and he wants to be seen as a person, not as a hockey player. And so he basically remains anonymous while they're in Barcelona. And then they have this kiss in Barcelona, and then fast forward, they see each other again, and yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication. Well, not miscommunication, but just like misunderstanding, not what's going on, because she thinks a certain thing about him and he thinks stuff about her, and they basically just need to talk about it. And they eventually do, very, like, it doesn't like drag out, like and then they fake date. Basically they start this fake dating thing. She needs money and he needs to clean up his image, and voila, fake dating. Voila, fake dating. Honestly, this was like really funny, really cute, really sweet. This is the type of book that you're probably gonna stay up all night reading. Honestly, all the books from here on out are gonna be like that. And yeah, and it did have some faith themes throughout the book, which I actually really enjoyed more than I thought I would. And yeah, if you're looking for a sweet, fun, cute, swoony romance with Christian themes, then this is the book that you should pick up. So yeah, and her name is Chloe, by the way. Sorry it took me forever to remember her name, but her name is Chloe. It's Chloe and Brody. So sitting at number 6 is probably the most, let's be honest, it doesn't take a lot to please me, I think, when it comes to romance books. And I keep saying that I don't like fake dating tropes that much, but literally, apparently I do. The next book I have is Rival Darling. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of this book, because I actually read this book a while ago and I wanted to reread it, because like I remembered it a little, but I wanted to be refreshed on it, and I ended up loving it even more than I did when I read it the first time. Okay, I'm just gonna say she gets heartbroken by this guy, who's this hockey player who she was dating. She gets heartbroken, and then she proceeds to fake date another hockey player to make so-and-so jealous. She basically has to like prove to him that like she's moved on, so she moves on with another hockey player, and that hockey player happens to be his literally biggest rival and enemy. And it is everything that you've probably ever wanted in a fake dating book. Literally. The scenes, the chemistry, the banter, it was so funny, it was so cute. Like I said, I reread this book. Like, I'm not a big like rereader, but like the fact that I can reread this book, like that says a lot. So I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lot to say about a lot of these books. It was just good. But I know this is a part of a series, and I think I've read the purple one. I think I read that, but I don't remember anything about it. But this one was good. It was perfect. Reed is the hockey player guy. He's basically, from his POV, he's trying to prove to her that hockey players aren't all like her ex and the other hockey player experiences that she had. So basically they're fake dating. She's trying to prove to her ex-boyfriend that she's moved on, and he's trying to prove to her that hockey players aren't who she thinks they are. And this is a he falls first, because he indeed did fall first. And we love hockey player. You know, like, we have all this, just a side note, we have all this off-campus stuff going on right now. There are so many alternatives than going and reading that, I was gonna say another word, spicy filled book. There's so many alternatives. I'm actually gonna make a whole video about alternatives to popular books, but I'm not gonna lie, this video is making me like rethink all my ratings. Cause it's just like, did I like that book better than that book though? Did I? So I just reorganized something. So the next book I'm gonna put on here is actually A Brood Awakening by Pepper Basham. This is actually a very fun enemies to lovers book. This is my first Pepper Basham book. I've never read Pepper Basham, but she did her thing. She did her thing. This is number 5, right? Yes, this is number 5. This is basically, okay, so basically she has a tea shop. She owns a tea shop and he owns a pub. To call him a pub, I thought a pub was something for liquor, but apparently not. I don't know. But it's coffee. It's like tea versus coffee. And this is a very fun enemies to lovers book. Daphne, her grandmother has passed away recently, and her grandma was like a bigger part of her like tea shop. So she also is going through grief. There are themes of grief in this. And Finn has just moved to town, and they have this very funny meet cute. She immediately does not like him. Like, immediately, like, it's like she's attracted to him. It's one of those tropes where like she's very attracted to him, but she does not like him. And yeah, you'll see for yourself when you read this book. But yeah, and basically they instantly are rivals, and we go on the journey to see them not become rivals. Basically. And a bonus is Finn has a daughter, and when I tell you, there is like a moment in here where we talk about like bullying, but oh my gosh, when I tell you, that was probably the best scene I've read in a book in a while. I don't want to spoil it. I want to talk about it so bad, but I don't want to spoil it. But if you go read this book, it's on page 204. It's on page 204, and like I said, it wasn't like huge Christian themes in this, but they were there, and both of the characters are Christian. Yes, and then there's something that happens at the end of the book, and it brings another aspect to the book. And yeah, just make sure you look up like triggers and stuff for this book, because I know sometimes I like to share stuff that I know would probably be triggering, like obviously like grief and things like that, and like bullying, but like maybe something like if a natural disaster or anything like triggers you, that may be something you may be, stuff like that. But yeah, this book was really good. It was really fun. It was very enemies to lovers coded through and through. And yeah, I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the books. And for Basham, I will be reading your books from here on out. So yeah. Just letting you know, every book from here on out is 5 stars. My top 4 reads are all 5 stars. And it was really hard to rank them. I'm actually like shaking in my boots right now, because I'm like, is this really the final? Like, this is what I want? But like, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna put Plotting Summer. Oh my gosh, I love this book. I love this book because this book is so like, I feel like it was almost personal for me. The plot of this book is actually amazing. Like the plot, I've never seen this be the plot of a book. I'm pretty sure it's been done before, but it's my first time reading a book like this. The plot of this book is, let me get the character's name right. But I'm really trying to tell you about it without like talking about the book. Okay, so Sunny, basically she wrote a book about her and Tristan, and 10 years ago, yeah, 10 years, girl. I'm like way too excited about this book. I'm like stumbling over my words. Okay. Sunny wrote a book about her crush on Tristan. Literally, the main characters of the book are her and Tristan. It's a romance book. She wrote it under alias Sunny Palmer, which is basically like a nickname Tristan gave her and like Tristan's last name. It sounds so insane like saying that out loud, but I absolutely love this concept. I loved it. And so yeah, so basically eventually she became a best-selling author because of that book, and no one knows it's her, no one knows it's about Tristan, and she hasn't been back to Sunset Harbor in like 10 years, and now she's finally going back. And basically she has to see Tristan again, and we're gonna go on a journey of her eventually telling everyone the truth. And I love this book because the book-loving, romance nerd girly, she got her man. And we love that for her. And that's all I'm gonna say. She got her man. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was, I actually really did like Tristan. Tristan reminded me a lot of my like actual boyfriend in real life. Just like character-wise, like who he is as a person. Me and my boyfriend, we didn't have anything like similar to them, but just like who he is as a person, it reminded me a lot of my boyfriend. And that's why I really enjoyed this book. 5 stars. No notes. And this summer series, I'm gonna read every book in this series, by the way. So this is not the last y'all have heard of me talking about a book from this series. This is not the last time y'all gonna hear me talk about a book in this series, in this video. Because there's another book in this series that is actually even higher. And then, if you watch my most recent vlog, then you actually saw me talk about this book. Number 3 on the list is Spies, Lies, and Alibis by Natalie Waters. And this is just another one of those books that I just absolutely loved. I loved Ben and Sybil. His name is Ben, right? Yeah, Ben and Sybil. This is a romantic comedy suspense. Who out here writing romantic comedy suspense? Ain't nobody even out here doing that. Natalie Waters, she's changing the game. She's changing the game. I completely devoured this book. Like, I devoured it. I read this book in like 2 days. This is about Sybil, and Sybil is a spy. Ben is working for the FBI, and Ben and Sybil have histories. They're childhood friends. Y'all know I love a childhood friends to lovers. That's like one of my favorite shows. Childhood friends to lovers. I eat it up every time. I just do. And then, but what really got this to like a 5-star with me was how fast paced this was and how I was not bored. Like I was telling you guys how like, Secondary Target like was falling flat for me in some spots and I was getting a little bored. This was like the opposite of that, and I was like always intrigued. I was always on edge. I was always trying to figure out what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I can't talk about this book a lot without like spoiling things, but that's basically the concept of Ben and Sybil seeing each other again after their misunderstanding between each other that will be explored in this book, and getting to know Sybil and why she is the way she is, and Ben. And it was just a lot of tension, and it was funny, and it was mysterious, and it was very James Bond, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. No spice. This was very like, you have to wait till the end to get the prize. But yes, I love this book. 5 stars. No notes. This was so hard. This was so hard. Picking between these two were actually so hard. One I have physically, one I don't. And unfortunately, the one I don't have physically is going to be number 2. And it is Rebel Summer by, of course, one of my favorite authors, Miss Cindy Steele. Cindy Steele is getting up there. Okay, let me tell you, I have read 6. Was it 6? Ooh, that was crazy. 6 or 7 Sydney Steele books, and I don't have a Sydney Steele book on my shelf. Why do I not own any Sydney Steele books physically? I think I have one. I think I have the one with the kiss cam. But she is up there with Courtney Walsh. Like, she's up there with Courtney Walsh. Like, I love everything she writes. I love everything she writes. And Rubber Summer was no exception. This book was about Dax and Ivy, and Dax and Ivy are childhood friends. They, like, throughout the book you get like this, like, you get a multiple flashbacks of them in like biology class. It's the funniest thing ever, just reading those flashbacks. And they ended things very not good. Ivy is, I think she is the senator's daughter. Is she the senator's daughter? Oh, I should just read my review. I'm gonna read my review. But yeah, she's a senator's daughter, and he is like this bad boy. He's this bad boy, and they had this relationship in high school, and then fast forward to now, Ivy gets herself in a situation, and Dax, okay, I don't know how to explain this without spoiling it. Basically, Ivy gets herself wrapped up in something crazy, and she has to go to a judge, and he has to sentence her to something. Her dad, I'm not gonna get into it, worst dad ever, but anyway, he was the worst dad, I cannot. Before I talk about this, there is a theme in this book. It's mentioned, there is a scene. I just wanted to say that first before, because I know that is like a real trigger warning for people. But I actually really want to read my review that I wrote on Fable for this. I put a 4.5, but if you see my reviews on Fable, don't take it to heart. Like, if you see something that's like a 4 and I told you it was a 4.5, that's because I sat on it and I took my time. But now I'm really learning to just sit on books for a while and then do a Fable review, and not just be so like impulsive, because like my mind changed after sitting on books. That's what I'm learning literally from this video right now. But literally what I put in my review, I said, I love getting butterflies while reading a book. This was such a joy to read and fun. This book was fun. Like, this was like summer coded. Like, you need a summer read. What's the series called? A Falling for Summer. Yeah, A Falling for Summer. Read any book in that series at this point. But yeah, this book was so fun. Ivy and Dax were so cute. It was so fun watching how they brought the best out of each other. Sometimes being different is what makes us the same. This was so romantic and fun for the summer. And that just reminded me, like, they are really different people. It's kind of like an opposites attract, I really do think type of thing, because Dax does things a certain way and Ivy is a certain way, and she was like the smart kid and all this stuff, and she's Senator's daughter and he's like this rebel kid and he's more rough around the edges, and they really truly are opposites, but when they're together they really do fit together really well. And when I tell you swooning, romantic, yearning, this is the book. This is the book. This is the book. I don't have a bad thing to say. It really is a true 5-star read for me. And yeah, I want to read it. I want to reread it. Just think about it right now. So yeah, Sydney Steele, you did it again, girl. You did it again. And last but certainly not least, this is my thing. This is why some people are like, oh, like, you must be the type of person who just gives out 5 stars. You just throw them out, blah, blah, blah. I know what I like. I know what I like to read, and I read it. That's just how simple of a person I am. I know if a book is going to be 5 stars for me, literally by just reading the back of it. It is sometimes great when I like a book more than I thought I would like it. Like, I think Spies, Lies, and Alibis, I feel like I knew I was going to like that book, but I ended up loving that book. That book was a nice surprise. But sometimes you just see a book and you just know. And like literally all my 5 stars in this video, I knew they were gonna be 5 stars because I know what I like. I know what I like. I'm a simple girl. I really am. And anything that has the name Courtney Walsh on it is pretty much at this point a 5-star book. And the summer of yes was no exception. This book is very special to me and very to my heart. Courtney Walsh's books, they not only make me like, you know, you have like the romance aspect that's like cute and romantic and giddy, but she always finds a way to hit me personally and get me to relate to the character personally, where I can take something from this book into my life and apply it, and it can actually make me a better person. And this is not even like a Christian fiction or anything. This is just like contemporary romance, and the fact that she can do that to me is so impressive and so awesome. And the same thing happened to me when I read The Happy Life of Isadora Bentley, and like I said, the summary, yes, it was so awesome. The concept of this book is something happens to Kelsey and she meets Georgina in this hospital, and they both go on this journey of saying yes for the summer. And it sounds like this simple concept, and I'm sure it's been done before, but this was very special to me because the way it was executed, and like I said, the way I related to Kelsey. And Georgina was somebody who I did not really like at first, but that is someone who I ended up loving and understanding by the end of this book. I think Courtney just really writes her characters really, 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 really well. And there was a love story. There was 2 love stories in this book. And me personally, I really enjoyed the second chance romance that is in this book. There's a scene in this book that really just, I started crying because it just reminded me of how our relationship with Jesus is, and how sometimes we simply do have to let people love us and not thinking about so much what we deserve and earning things, and you just have to let somebody love you because they want to love you. And that just reminds me of like Jesus, and how like how it's so hard for some people to let Jesus in because they don't think they deserve it, and they don't think it's possible, they don't think it's real, but it's literally real. It's right in front of you, and he's calling your name, you know? So like unintentionally, I found the gospel in this book. It was a second chance romance. There was a romance between Kelsey and her romance interest, and everything in this book, and it was fun, it was cute. Courtney Walsh is hilarious. Like, I have so much to say. I have so much to say. Yeah, it says, best book I've ever read, no notes, just gratitude to Courtney and God for leading me here. And this is just why I read books. Courtney Walsh always reminds me like why I read books, and something that doesn't look like it's gonna change your life will literally change your life. You look at this book and you're like, oh, it's just a fun summer read. It was so much more than that. This is everything like I ever want in contemporary romances, like literally. Yeah, I love this book, and I love Courtney Walsh, and I love reading, and I love the Lord. And that is all I have to say in this video. So yeah, we just got really deep at the end there. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and honestly, you guys should just go read every single book I recommended. Yeah, you guys should just go read every single one of these books. I recommend every single one. If you don't know the Lord, this is your sign to get to know the Lord. I'm just really feeling led by the Holy Spirit to just tell somebody that Jesus loves you, and that no matter what you've done, you can come home to the Lord. And also, there is so many good no spice reads out there where you don't have to compromise your relationship with the Lord. And that's my little spill. That's my spill. Okay. That may not be what you guys came here for, but that's what you're gonna get. That's what you got from me. Okay? And that just sums up my channel. You come here for the fun, the swoony, the romantics books, and you're gonna get a little Jesus along the way. That's all I have to say. I love you guys very, very much. Comment down below if you read any of these books or if you're going to read any of these books. Lots of more book content coming soon. I am on a roll. I have so many ideas. I have so many things I want to do with you guys and for you guys. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm so thankful for 2,500 of you, and yeah. I'm getting like so sentimental at the end of this. No one's gonna watch this part, but if you did, comment down below. Is there like a beach ball emoji? Just comment something, either comment a beach ball emoji or like that emoji where like it's like sand and then like the umbrella's poking out. Of course I'm gonna put them on the screen, but yeah, if you made it this far, that's how I know you wrote one. But yeah, I will see you guys very soon in another video. Bye.